funny story. Wonderful. So we met with Toby at it's everything started for the change today at a Christmas party last year at the Urban Collab. Urban Collab, for our audience to know them. Toby and I just had a punch together, and then Toby came up with the idea. Maybe you want to share more about it, that we can do something beginning of the year to kick off the year together with Unternehmertum.
Yeah, maybe one sentence about my role. I'm based in SAP Lab Munich. I'm today at the DLD conference. Sorry, I would be like to be on site in the collab as well. My role is basically that I can use the Unternehmertum as our strategic partner to drive innovation projects. And so I'm always searching for some cool ideas, some cool product owners inside SAP that we can do something together. And for me, it's the first time to do something with you Berlin guys. So I'm really happy for this. Let's hope it's the beginning of a wonderful partnership, right? And so thanks, Katharina, that you were providing the challenge. And I'm also really glad that Stefan is here, so our managing director from Munich. And hopefully in the end, you can see that all those Unternehmertum programs can really deliver benefits. Just keep in mind that the 1 week challenge, we also have much longer projects like a digital product school, which lasts 3 months. But I'm really curious about what came out in 1 week, and I started things already yesterday, or some of the midterm presentations. I'm really always fascinating how fast you guys are and what's coming out.
All right, thanks a lot. Katharina, maybe do you want to say 2 words about your role as well?
Of course, I'm happy to be here today and to welcome our students, to welcome our guests, to building the bridges between Unternehmertum and SAP. So my role, I'm working now currently together with the amazing team of New Ventures and Technologies and Future Hub. We're really focusing on topics, especially as Metaverse, upcoming new technologies we're gonna be facing next years. And here's one of my focus areas: engaging with partners, with customers, and of course with students. So I'm super happy to kick off the year together with you guys, and so curious and cannot wait to see for your results. I mean, I saw a little bit in the last past days during the week, but now what you are creating in a short time period of 1 week, it's just outstanding. So the stage is yours, and I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you also everyone who's joining us on site and virtually.
Cool, thanks a lot. My name is Philipp Prestele. I work at the Digital Product School at the Unternehmertum, the largest entrepreneurship center in Europe. And usually we run a 3-month program, but together with the TUM, we also do innovation sprints. And that's only 5 days, where we go from finding a problem we're solving to ideas and building prototypes and pitches. And yeah, I had the pleasure to work with Toby and Katharina for the last days on a Metaverse challenge together with the students. And this is today the day where we present the results. And we had 5 days and 12 students working in 4 teams on solutions and ideas for the Metaverse. We started off with SDGs. So we started off with sustainable development goals, asking ourselves, so what's the problem we're solving, and how do we go about it? How could we do that with the Metaverse? We used the design thinking process with the double diamond. So every day we had a different focus, understanding the challenge, defining the problem, and then building solutions and testing solutions and iterating. Well, it looks like that. So we were going back and forth. There were a lot of iterations in the prototypes. So that was really cool and nice to see. So it's on the one hand a practical challenge from the industry, but at the same time it's also a learning experience for the students. So we have students from biology, but also from business studies, wider variety that are some of them doing that for the first time. Great. So we started off with a promise-based introduction on Monday. Then we had ideation sessions and sketching sessions. We did pitches, prototyping, interviews, experiencing the VR and mixed virtual realities for the first time. And well, we also had daily stand-up calls with SAP and also guests here in the CoLab, in the Entrepreneurship Center, challenging the students every day about their progress and pushing and motivating them. That was awesome. So thanks, Katharina and Toby, for that, and also Philip, who also came by. We also had some guests coming by, which were, I think pretty impressed and interested in what's to come in the metaverse. And we also have a competition going on because there are 8 other sprints happening at the same time. And today the winner will be able to compete in the Audimax. So that's we have about 300 guests at the final. So the best team of each of the 8 sprints goes to the final, and we have, as I said, 300 guests coming. So I hope you are ready for that. Well, Katharina, tell us a little bit about the challenge. What are we actually doing here? What was the problem space?
Yes. So the challenge we created that we created for our students is for peace and prosperity for people and the planet now and in the future. How can we leverage Metaverse as an effective tool or learning experience to drive social progress by advancing on their sustainability development goals? So this challenge, we wanted to give the students the opportunity to experience and to share with us how they want to combine the aspect of Metaverse together with the sustainability development goals. And the format is we would like to, or we asked also the students to let us to experience it. So to be creative and to give us the opportunity to let us know how they want to experience Metaverse by focusing on the sustainability development goals. So today we're going to see what kind of idea or solution or answer they created for us. It might be totally different. So there's no fixed framework or key asked. It's more an open exploration, and we are more than excited to see the outcome now for this one. I mean, we are working for months and sometimes years on those challenges. Now we have just 1 week for a young generation giving us the answers, what they think about Metaverse. So let's get started.
Are you ready? Give me an applause if you're ready. All right. Cool. Well, I'd like to ask the first team to... Do you need something? Again? Nothing. Okay.
Let's hope the sound works. Oh, okay. All right. I should speak towards the camera, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Hi everyone. We are Team OpenMind, and our goal is to provide immersive classes by the smart mind. So we have all probably experienced school like this. The traditional front of class teaching methods aren't just boring and unengaging to the students, but the problem is also
Oh, wait, sorry.
Yeah, it's loud.
Try again?
Yeah. But the problem is also that students aren't okay. But the problem is also that students aren't engaged at their individual learning speeds. And so we asked ourselves, what if an AI could be the teacher in the metaverse? What if, for example, you could study physics together with Einstein, or even learn Latin by being in Rome and engaging with native Latin speakers? Yeah, and this is exactly our solution. So our solution would be to provide this immersive world where you can interact with historical figures and even relive some of their experiences. That way, you are both highly engaged, but it's also an efficient learning experience.
So let's jump into the demo in a second. First of all, for now, everything is in 2D and we have predefined questions. But those predefined questions come from a real interview with an AI, which is ChatGPT, and you can see in the background how it works. We had a real interview with Abraham Lincoln, for example. And for the upcoming demo pitch, please try to imagine to be in a 3D virtual world where you're free, where you're free to have a natural conversation with wherever you want and with whoever you want. So let's go. We have Philip as our student, and Philip is taking the class American History 101. Sound doesn't work.
Now it should work, no? Okay.
Our sound doesn't work, but it's okay.
So now I see American History 101 and then 3 figures, and I want to go for Abraham Lincoln.
Good choice. Now here's a text which says like exactly the same what I already said. You're now in 3D world. You can experience all settings you want, and the conversation should feel very natural. And start. Here in the base screen, you have your quest log, which has 2 tasks now. Learn more about Abraham Lincoln's life and pass the test afterwards. So normally here would be a small introduction of Abraham Lincoln, and Philip could now ask any question he wants to. For the sake of the demo, we gave him 3 predefined questions, and he wants to know more about
the right one.
Yes, modernizing the economy. Now we're switching the settings. We are in the train now because one of the answers was that Abraham Lincoln was responsible for the Transcontinental Railroad. So we were sitting in a railroad. Yeah, here should be a text, but it's not working, the sound. So Philip will choose which question?
I will go for the right one.
Correct. So here would be an answer again. From here, Philip can directly jump into the quiz to see if he learned something.
All right, let's do it.
So, are you ready to master the quiz, Philip?
Yes.
Wonderful. Here's the quiz. Why was it important to modernize the country? A, because of a more cohesive and industrialized nation, as well as provide new economic opportunities. Or B, US was in an economic downturn.
A.
That's correct. Congrats. You passed the test with 100%. For that, you unlocked an achievement. You passed the Abraham Lincoln exam, and you unlocked the new NFT Ape's Head,
Nice.
which you can now wear in the Metaverse for all your future adventures. And of course, you can also show it to your friends, which is very cool.
All right. That shows my expertise.
Okay.
Right.
Now you can see that Philip passed the Abraham Lincoln class, which shows at the bottom with 100%.
Yeah, so AI is already capable of a lot, and all the answers, though they should have been audible and generated by an AI, are very immersive in the sense that you cannot separate it from a real person. But what we imagine is that the future of education will happen in the metaverse, and it is already here. And it will be powered by tools such as ChatGPT and DALL-E. Thank you.
What happened? You had all the voices, everything was generated with an AI. Like you actually you asked the questions exactly to the AI, and it was speaking the answers, and you recorded the answers and embedded. What happened? Does it work with Zoom or?
I think it's a Zoom issue.
Okay. Sorry.
I think we have to play the sound over the laptop from the person who's presenting.
Okay. Yes.
So we can maybe unmute you and switch the sound to the. Yeah, does anyone?
You can unmute
Heard
yourself
something?
now and talk to us.
Raise questions. Hello?
Rina? Maybe Lucas? Thomas? You can go a few slides back and we can see you.
Hey guys, this is Zupen. Greetings from Berlin. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. I think you picked the use case, which is, I wouldn't say it's only more obvious, but the use case which really will need a lot of development. Stuff you said, you know, the student-paced learning rather than a course which has its own pace. So thank you very much for sharing. I like the use of the ChatGPT and you know, the engines you've done. I have a question. In your base assumptions, what according to you would make like why is the usage of this metaverse already? Is there any component missing, or you say yes because I have some AI and some and some AR and VR capabilities? That is metaverse. How is it different from virtual learning? To make it simple.
So on one side, of course, the metaverse of course consists of multiple technologies like AI, like VR, and basically by bringing education into the space and using all these technologies even in a mix, I think in that sense it is metaverse. And of course, you must have imagined sitting exactly in front of Abraham Lincoln, not like seeing the 2D face, but seeing all of this in the metaverse, so even more immersively for sure.
I have a question as well. So thanks also from my side, and I think it's quite clear, as Upen said, it's an obvious use case in terms of desirability and viability. And I mean, it was not in the demo, but I would also assume that in a real application, we would have a ultra realistic avatar of Mr. Lincoln, right?
Yeah.
This is the idea of the whole thing. Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Because this is, for me, the only feasibility question. I really don't know. I mean, I know that there were some developments regarding ultra realistic avatars, but I mean, feasibility is always just a question of time. And but I can imagine if this is at the end, I mean, it's a holodeck kind of thing, no? And yeah, if this is possible to get a real experience which is close to real life, meeting Mr. Lincoln in person is obviously some motivating for learning. Yeah?
I mean, what's interesting is like the picture in the train, all of this was actually generated with the AI. All the text was generated with an AI. So yeah, you see, it's not perfect yet, but you know, just fast forward 10 years, then we can not only like have great quality pictures. I mean, there are other tools as well besides DALL-E, but also 3D rendered pictures that are just created by an AI. And then the text. I mean, the interview with Abraham Lincoln was really amazing.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. So it's just a matter of time.
Maybe I can add to that. I really like that you do not have a predefined path in that, let's call it software in that process, right? Because I think that's the main differentiation, right? If you can leverage and combine ChatGPT in that example to have like a really individual conversation, you could ask Abraham Lincoln also bullshit questions like what did he like for breakfast or something. So I think that's the fun and that component, so that every user, every learner can decide which are the questions they want to ask them. But maybe just thinking about the education, isn't it then that you need somehow a guidance, or how do you want to figure out that everybody knows in the end what they need to know, as an example for a quiz or in a school context, if you are absolutely free to define or ask whatever you want?
Yeah, so the answer to that, of course, is a bit more complex. There are like would be multiple aspects in the game. So, for example, to make the introduction to the person more clear and basically give an outline of like what are the general topics talked about. The second one is that you have, for example, these key points that are then generated that you see where you're on the right track already. And the third one would be that, for example, the the questions you are asked could then also be more dynamically generated or like asked in between so that you can see if you're on the right track.
Do you maybe have a question on LinkedIn to try it out? Lucas just opened up the ChatGPT, and just so that you can experience what it's like. I mean, we had to pre-write the questions for the presentation, but it should be a fluent, natural conversation. So, do you have any questions? So, Lucas just asked, "What's your favorite breakfast?" Can you maybe read it? Can you let me read it out?
No, I think that's not possible.
So what did he say?
Yes, as a president, my time was often consumed by the pressing issues of the day. However, I did enjoy a simple meal of porridge or corn cakes with milk or coffee. What are corn cakes?
I don't know. Nice. All right.
Nice. Thanks.
Yes. Toby? Or who was it?
No, just wanted to say thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Yes. Let's switch to the next team. Big applause to you. Thank you very much.
Well done, guys. Well done.
Oh, wait. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Marco here. Just wanted to take this chance where you get ready to say thank you. And I was just reflecting on the idea that this could be, how this could be applied in the business context. And learning in that context is also about, for example, cascading a strategy in a company. And from that perspective, I think we should also reflect if this is applicable for change management in companies. In that case, we have to consider that generative AI will have to be trained, for example, to emulate a CEO or a strategy officer. But thanks, good food for thought.
Thanks very much for your comment.
All right, so we can start?
Yes.
Perfect. So we are Health First, and we have chosen a topic about the healthcare system and personal health. So who of you has a smartwatch or something like a health tracker? You. And who of you already got an alarm like high stress level? You. A lot of people did. And did you do something with that? Did you know what to do? No. So that's exactly the problem that exists today. So we don't have a holistic understanding of our body because the health data is not intuitive. There is a lot of health data available already, but you just don't know what to do with it and how to act. And we want to change that with our solution. We want to make it able so you can interact with your own body in real time by an immersive 3D model, and that is based on your real data, so you can better understand your health and your body. And so we want to make the invisible visible, because what's happening inside of your body is not visible today, but there's a lot of things happening. And even if you feel well, sometimes there could be something going on that is not visible. So we have a solution that now makes it possible so you can enter your body and see what's going on there. So let's explore our solution.
So I just got a message on my watch that something is happening. So I will put my watches, my glasses, and I can go into the health course and explore it. Oh, let's go. Okay, so I'm now in the health course and I can see my data. Oh, I can see my stress level is very high. Maybe it's because of the hackathon. I don't know. Let's see the medical care.
Hey, Sonia. So I realized the last days you had a lot of stress, you didn't have a lot of time to eat healthy. So I wanted to show you something because that's something that worries me. And I wanted to take you on a tour to show you how this affects your body.
Yes, sure. Let's go on a tour.
So here you can see a 3D model of your body that is based on real-time data that you track all the time.
Okay, so this is me, and on so many levels, like I can see my organs here, but where do you want to take me?
Yeah, that's a good question. Let's jump into your blood vessel because there's something going on.
Okay, let's go. Ooh, I'm going into the blood vessel now. Wow. Ooh, this is huge. What is all of this? What's happening? Wow.
So may I introduce Dr. King? That's a red blood cell from your body, and he wants to talk to you.
Hello, Dr. Kim. Is you what I saw like right now?
Yeah, it was me and all of my friends floating around. So, and we wanted to talk to you because we want to float around freely. And we realized with a healthy routine that you had last year, this is what we can do. But the last days, you know, you eat a lot of sugar and this worries us a little bit. So we want just to float around freely and live healthy.
Oh, yes, sorry about that. I was on the hackathon. But why is it important for you to be free and like what can happen?
So if you constantly have a high stress level and if you eat not healthy, then there will be fats accumulated into your in your blood vessel, and we don't want to have that because then we cannot float around. And here you can just see a simulation how this might look like over the time and how this accumulates.
And the yellow thing here, it's this the fat or what's stopping you?
Exactly, that is the fat, and you see it makes it hard for us to float through the vessel.
But why is it so important for you to float around?
Because we want to distribute our oxygen to other parts of the body.
Oh, okay. And what will happen? Like this is inside, but do you have something to show me like outside? Is something like I can see it?
Yes, we have something like that. But first, we want to emphasize that today everything is fine and you are living a healthy routine. So that is something not to worry about. But we want just to make sure that you keep that up running because you see, if you simulate your behavior from the last year into the future, look, even the vessels in 12 years from now look great. So please keep it up.
Oh, yes, this looks super good. So I would like that.
And now we can show you how this could be looking like in the future from outside. So this could be you in the future. On the left side, if you keep up a healthy routine. On the right side, if your stress level and glucose level is constantly above the average.
Oh, I like the healthy routine better. Like, but what can I do to make it like this?
That's also a good question. So based on your data that we tracked, we realized that you didn't have a healthy diet in the last time. So we identified having a healthy diet as the most critical thing for you to improve. So here we suggested some meals for you that you can prepare easily.
But I have a problem that also when I go in the supermarket, it takes me a long time and I don't know what to choose. Like, what can we do about that?
Yeah, that's right. But I can guide you through the supermarket. So if you want, you can go to the supermarket and call me when you're there and I can guide you through it.
Okay, let's see you in a minute. And then I go and I again can put my glasses and be in the health course. So hello, I'm in the supermarket. What can I do now and what can I choose?
So yeah, you have chosen a meal that you want to prepare for dinner. You already have 2 ingredients. And now here on the left side, there are the organic eggs that are best for you.
Okay, so if I take these ones, it will be the best so I can be healthy?
Exactly, these ones are the best for you.
Okay, thank you so much for your help. May I talk to you later as well?
For sure, see you.
See you.
So this is our solution and we want to imagine a future where the invisible is visible, and we do that by enable everyone to experience their own body based on the real data in an immersive way. And that can even lead to facilitating the daily life and by making the decisions or the decision process easy. So we want you to come with us on a journey and to make the invisible visible.
Right. Now we're open for questions and feedback, comments. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I was wondering, is this now an augmented reality case or a virtual reality case? So at the beginning, it was more a virtual doctor's practice, right? And the supermarket, it was a classic augmented reality case. So
the 3D model, that is a virtual reality. So we want you to go into your body, to experience your body. So that is a virtual reality environment. But also what is important here, that the metaverse exists of like different applications can come together, and then we can also switch to an augmented reality environment, because this is where the daily life happens, where you are doing all the decisions that impact your health behavior. So even that we want to facilitate. And that would then be a classical augmented reality.
and the doctor, was it a real doctor or again an AI doctor?
In our case, it was an AI doctor. So for now, we are focusing on that you are meeting your body, so to say, with an AI. So that is informed by real data, and you can interact with it as it would be a real doctor. And of course, in the future, you can also imagine meeting your real doctor in the metaverse too.
Exactly.
Yes, but also the data, I want just to add that also the data that is on the platform or will be in the platform is based on a real blood analysis or some imaging that it's done, or some other technologies that are in development right now, like telerobotics that can scan your body. So those data are included in into this healthverse. So that's where the information about the body comes.
Mm-hmm. Understand, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And I just got comments if you like, because I used to work with healthcare department, and the challenge, as much as this is a great idea, execution and having the data to do that is almost impossible to do in Germany. Just to collect, to have permissions, because data come from different sources. The couple of platforms in Germany who are trying to bring data together, like Data for Life, the company, it's hard work. So great concept, but for data ready for you, it may take much more longer time. Just sad news, but reality.
Something to that. So yeah, that's totally true. And we try to imagine the future, like in 20 years, and we imagine a world where all the medical data is online, where you have one platform where doctors can share their data. So we know that it is not possible at the moment, but if this would be possible, then an application like that could be implemented for us.
SAP is the best player to do this and bring the data together.
Yeah, we are recording this call. I will not comment on it.
All right, thank you very much. Next team, please. Lucas, what do you think? How long it will take until this could be reality because of the data? Lucas? All right.
So thank you so much, guys. I just want to comment. As long we are preparing for Meta class, I'm gonna be your first customer once it's in the market, because it's exactly what I'm personally looking for. I have so much data with my Apple Watch, but I don't know what to do with that. And of course, regarding Lucas, we are assuming here we are creating here a vision and really looking like futuristic, and we don't have any restrictions. By creating this outcome, we don't consider any restrictions. But of course, considering right now, we could create so many barriers, but for today, for this session especially, we ask the students, assume there are no barriers, just be creative and create amazing outcomes. So something also we need to keep in mind. Of course, it's nothing that's going to be available in the next 2 years, but we work on it and hope that we maybe in 20 or in 10 years, we will be able to experience the metaverse in different kind of ways and combined with technologies.
All right.
Thank you so much.
the healthcare is so close to my heart. I just felt the urge to discuss that. No, absolutely. We shouldn't have any restrictions when thinking.
All right. Next up, MetaClass.
All right. Thanks a lot. So we are very happy to present MetaClass to you today. In the last few days, we have spoken to a lot of teachers, and they all told us that motivating students nowadays is becoming increasingly hard. Learning is still very linear and sometimes too abstract, as we've been using the very boring teaching methods such as textbooks for hundreds of years, and even supposedly innovative methods such as videos are simply not working to motivate students. After all, students are still stuck to their desks when it comes to applying what they've just learned. And therefore, I am really happy to present to you MetaClass, which makes the learning more interactive, immersive, and helps embrace learning again. Studies have shown that knowledge retention increases by 75% during experiential learning. And students who use their haptic experience learn faster and perform better on tests. And also one of our interviewees, which we interviewed these days, Anna, told us that she thinks that a solution such as MetaClass could really transform the way students learn in the future. So that would eventually lead to no more boring biology classes for the students. Let us now show you how the future of learning will look like with MetaClass.
Yes. So hi, I'm Marie. I'm a teacher at a middle school in Bavaria, and I've just introduced my students to the basics of photosynthesis. And now I want to give them the opportunity to also gain more practical experience and challenge their knowledge. And that's why I'm using MetaClass. I want to give them the opportunity to go on a different journey, and a journey to the rainforest in Brasilia. And that's what we're doing now. And Jonas is one of my students. So Jonas, wake up! Not so bored. We're traveling to the rainforest.
Yay! Let's go. All right. Okay, let's go. Oh, wow, this looks so real. I can feel the tree. Oh, look, there are some apes. Wow. Oh, it looks like I should go there. Let's go. I think I need to explore photosynthesis. All right, let's do it. Oh yeah, this fern really looks like he died. But as I just learned about photosynthesis, maybe I can help him out. Let's do it. What did we just learn in class? What we need for photosynthesis? I think it was energy, so maybe I can take the sun. The second one was probably water, I guess. Let's try it. And I think I learned that CO2 gets converted to O2, so maybe we can use CO2. Maybe here? Oh, nice. The fern is getting greener. Oh no, there's a question. I think it was B. Oh, shit. Then it must be D. Let's do D. Oh, nice. That looks good. Yeah, cool. The fern is green now again. Woohoo! Oh, all right. All right. So as you might have seen, the MetaClass really enhances the learning experiences because the students really need to use all of their senses to apply what they just learned in their class. We thought about several use cases that MetaClass has, and we came to the conclusion that those are basically limitless. They could visit museums, for example, or they could visit historic places. But more importantly, they could even like talk to foreign classes. So they could meet classes in a foreign country and even speak to them in real-time translation. So as you might see, the possibilities for MetaClass are limitless.
Yeah, and to sum it up, so MetaClass increases the motivation of the students and the motivation to learn. And it also embraces their memory. Why? Because they can experience different journeys with different personas in different environments, also in different ages. And the best thing is that by that we can also contribute to the achievement of the Sustainability Development Goal 4, which is quality education. Yeah, so thank you for your attention.
Do you have any questions, ideas, comments, online or here in the room?
Amazing performance.
Thanks. Yeah, good acting.
To Jonas. And our teacher, Marie.
Hey, this is Upen here. Once again, I want to thank you for choosing the case again, which is, learning, as we say, it has to be redefined for the next decades to come. Experiential learning, like you said, is going to draw a bit more attention, and it's going to make us learn a little bit better. I'm sure you're thinking about gamification on whether you have learned or not. I mean, it was great for you to go and join the journey and say, okay, how do I get the points? How do I get the feedback for the course content? And what is the assistance of the teacher in that case? So by doing this, in a way, I can see a parallel track on what is the new role of the teacher, right? What's the new role of the professor? I think that's somehow a parallel string that will happen from a strategic perspective. Great stuff. I think in your use case, we found everything, including some fun element. So good going. Were there any struggles you had during preparation on either a technology fit or a psychologically acceptance perspective? I'm keen to know that.
Yeah, actually, we had a lot of struggles during the whole week because, like, especially in our case, building a prototype in the metaverse where you really can enhance immersive learning experience, that is so difficult. And we have really thought in so many different directions how we can actually show that, because of course, now it was just a presentation where we wanted to show like that there is like 3D experience that you can have yourself, but it is so hard to actually show that in such a short time and in such a setting. So that was very struggling. But Jonas, you also wanted to say something.
Yeah, to your second point, like when we spoke to the teachers, or like when we interviewed them, and we also spoke to the cultural ministry here, the Bavarian, and they told us that all of them think that this is actually a great idea, and everyone who tried on these VR glasses really say, okay, this is something different than just watching a video. So it's highly connected to emotions, and thereby the informations last longer in your memory. And all of the teachers told us that it's really cool for them, or they think it's really cool because it motivates the students intrinsically, yeah. And they think it's a great tool for using it as an add-on.
I have a question here which fits to this context. I was wondering, how realistic does the environment, so the 3D environment has to be? Is it sufficient if we are talking about a level like the current VR games we have, or should it be really realistic so that people feel they are in a jungle, maybe even with tactile feedback systems or something like that? I don't know. Yeah. So it's a question for me: which level of reality has to be achieved so that there's really adoption, as you said, beyond a classic video training?
So where we actually see the biggest value add is especially in all topics associated with the environment. Like we see that sustainability is becoming such an important topic for all of us as society, and it's very important to especially educate the students already to become like sustainable thinkers. And we think it is so important to have like a very realistic setting where they actually are going through the jungle, for instance, to actually see what, I don't know, like what situations or what things we do actually have, or what impact they actually have on the society, on the environment, that they can actually feel themselves, can actually try to get more empathy with the environment. And that's why we actually think that VR, of course, that's great, but I think like they're still sitting in their like classroom. They don't have like this full experience actually being there, actually having maybe also the same struggles that the people have living in different places, you know, that are affected by things that we do here at home in Germany, for instance. That's why we thought like really.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
All right, thank you very much. Next team, please. While it's setting up, I have a question. Yupen, what do you think is the future of a teacher, or the future role of a teacher?
Yeah, I think we need to think of a teacher more as a coach, you know, and there will be several levels that need to be sort of redefined. In the last years, it's been like one person basically, look, you know, it was one way, right? And then you learn, I will judge you, kind of. Whereas coach of a football team has much different role than a trainer. And I think we need both the trainers and the coaches as part of the teaching staff in the future.
Interesting. All right. Thanks a lot. Talking about teachers, trainers, that is a very good transition to the next team. Oh, yeah, which one is it? Oh, yeah, wait.
Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, right. Yeah, like before.
Good. So, hello everyone. So, our problem space deals with innovation within the medical industry. And we are Team Surgics. We're planning to train residents to have an immersive experience. So, based on a study done by National Library of Medicine, we found that 18% of medical errors were caused by surgical residents. And the study also indicates further that 40% of the factor was mainly due to the lack of experience within a real-world setting. We at Surgics are looking to increase the learning curve and reduce the medical errors by closely simulating a real-world environment in an operation room. So the problem space and how we like to scope the problem would be, how might we at Surgics be able to help surgical resident doctors to experience a user-friendly, responsive, and an enhanced way of practicing surgeries? So I have Firoz with me, who's going to give you a snippet of the demo.
I think I should go about brain surgery.
Hey guys, sorry. I'm not sure if it's only me. I only hear a lot of sound. We have the background sound, which is very loud, and we cannot hear you who's speaking. At least me. I don't know about the others.
Oh, no. Right. go to the next one. Is the sound in the next ones as well? No. Okay, then go on. Yeah. So, sorry about that.
So can I like quickly tell you again? So I am just skip. Yeah. So I'm Paul, a first-year surgical resident. So Paul has not been getting much opportunities to perform surgeries. So he wants to try the new surgical platform. So he wears the glasses on, and now now this is what he sees through the glass.
Hey Paul, welcome back. It's been a while since you performed your last surgery.
Yes, doctor. Can I please know the patient's vitals, please?
Here are his vitals. His heartbeat is stable, but his blood pressure is high. His respiration rate and body temperature seem normal.
Thanks, doctor. Great to know that.
Paula starts her operation. She is handed the surgical scissors by Nurse Becky.
Thanks, Becky. There's an emergency. I think the pressure is building up. Maybe a tracheotomy would work out. Doctor, can you please show me the bigger picture of the patient's neck, please? Yes, I think the tracheotomy would work out here. Yeah. Okay. Oh, looks like the vitals are normal now. Let me now quickly jump to the brain surgery, which I stopped in between. Okay, that's good. We are almost getting done with it. Yeah, it's done. Oh, it's tougher than what I thought. Glad that I could experience this in the surgical platform. Wow, great.
So guys, that was a smart snippet of the demo. Thank you so much.
Amazing acting. Yeah. Really cool. Yeah. That was really good.
Thank you so much. Questions?
Are there any questions?
Hey, Firoz and Abhishek, right? Great job. Thank you very much. Very, very, I mean, this is a use case which is actually seeing a good potential because, you know, with all the things like HoloLens, like all the other investment that is required in this field, it is possible to do that investment, which has been a barrier, entry barrier in many other fields like education and so on. So you picked up the right thing, and I think you know, the digital twinning for training as well as having augmentation while you actually perform is going to be very key to the strengths that we can finally both, you know, have the doctors augment themselves by the you know, virtualness or by the AI in some way, and the other way around as well, to get some very quick insights which are very contextual and on the spot. So well spotted over there. I think there is a huge potential, and yeah, you might want to look at a few examples that are actually happening right now in the US with the kind of surgeries and the assistant that's available, and you can enrich then the rest of the fabric for the use case. But it's a difficult one, I know. Well done, well presented. Thank you.
All right, there was some feedback in the comments. I'm just gonna read it out, I think. But maybe Katharina, do you have some closing words, because everybody has to leave now to the next meeting?
First of all, a big thank you for everyone who contributed to make this happen, to this challenge. So everyone who supported, to you, Philip, to the whole team, to Xenia, and everyone who's attending the session. We might not have met in person, but probably soon in Munich. And thank you to Tobias, and of course the biggest thank you to our students who are creating and sharing and been working so hard the whole week in the collab, spending their time, their energy, and being creative and creating such cool results. We have to consider they had just 1 week from they received a challenge until presenting us today. It's a super short time of period, and being able to even show us like those kind of small snips of demos. It's super outstanding. So absolutely, thank you guys, everyone who's been involved in this challenge. We are super grateful having you and looking forward to have more opportunities to collaborate. So it was an honor having you, and wishing you all the best, and of course all the best for the team that's going to present, I think in a few hours, right? Or not sure when you're presenting and the Audimax in front of everyone. So good luck, all the best, and we really hope you had a chance to learn a lot out of this, and we had a great experience working with us. So for sure, we had an amazing experience working.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everyone.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Hey, thank you, everyone. Good luck. Great job, Katarina and team, and to the students, good luck. And SAP might be, looking at many of the use cases you're touching. So stay tuned, stay in touch with SAP, and all the best for the evening. Thank you very much, and bye-bye for now.
Thank you. See you soon. Thanks, everybody. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Right.